am in the Dominican Republic, everyone. Can you hear me, moderator? I'm live in the Dominican Republic. Oh, yeah, this is JudgeDesire for Knowledge coming at you. Hello, my JD4K family, and all those who are new to us, welcome. Thank you for joining me, IAAHradio.com. Hello to you. Thank you, DJ 5am, with the best music and DJs in town. So today I am coming from the Dominican Republic with some information on do's and don'ts of traveling outside the States. Okay, so good. Thank you. And I'll begin with the Dominican Republic because we try to travel outside the States just to get an understanding of all areas, the countries, the islands, wherever we go. And so on my broadcasting YouTube, that's what I'm at. If you guys want to see me on YouTube, it's every Saturday at 3, Know Your Truth, Real Talk. I discuss things like this. I'm out and about travels as well. You can check out visually the travels on that show. I have a few shows actually, grill shorts, and let me go with the shows that I do have. These two are on IAH Radio, Know Your Truth, Real Talk, and also Legal Matters, because it's like a blog type of show. And the other ones are more visual. So I'm out and about travels is one of them. I have bench jokes on the bench. I haven't done that in a minute. But getting back to what I was talking about, this one is Know Your Truth, Real Talk. And I'm going to talk about my travels. I'm out and about travels here so that it can be produced on the IAAH radio. Thank you again, DJ 5am, and all the fantastic DJs and your music. It was great listening to you. And I hope this is good for you guys to listen to today. And I hope it hits those people that needs to hear it and see it when they go traveling outside of the United States or even within the United States, but mostly outside, because the laws are different in every state and country. So with that being said, I'm in the Dominican Republic live right now, and based on my travels this week, I'm on vacation. I've seen and heard positive and negative stories as any other, place that are visited. However, I believe in DR, it has a lot of potential, and it has a lot to do. The negative part has a lot to do with Canadians and Americans buying up their land and businesses out here, and the natives are feeling left out and outsourced, or they feel like they're being outplaced. So the problem is that their government is to blame, not really those that come in to um, buy up. It's just that it's worth it and it's cheaper for us, and they're not getting the wages that they at their jobs to even be able to buy their own land, which is sad. And so I wanted to express that here on this channel, YouTube show, Know Your Truth, Real Talk today, because I think it's important that they do not take the problem out on the foreigners, but go directly to their government and request better wages so that they can buy their own lands. You know what I mean? It makes sense. So having that being said, the other negative thing I was told was there was a couple, one Colombian. This is a part of the foreign people that come in. Colombian marrying an American. They booked their wedding venue for their event, and because they were foreigners, their event got sabotaged, which is sad. And when I say sabotage, the monies were fully paid for the event. The venue had a planner, and she didn't have the food or anything arrive on time. Matter of fact, the food was almost at the end of the wedding event. The DJ didn't show up. They had to go look for someone. I don't think this woman even allocated the monies to have a DJ. I'm not sure specifically how the whole story went down, but this is things that can happen in the country if you come out to do destination weddings or things visiting other countries. These are things you have to do. Go to the source. get recommendations, recommended sources, and do your research. Don't just put your money out there, because that's a very special day for a lot of people, and you want to have a remarkable day, memorable day, and then someone comes and ruin it because you're doing it in their island. So basically, those are kind of things that are happening here in the Dominican Republic. Some people are just not happy with the foreigners coming in. I'm sure it's the same way in the States, but this is what I'm actually seeing here, and there are positives and negatives everywhere. Um, these things that I'm going to relate to now are the do's and don'ts when you come here. First of all, you must know that the natives speak Spanish. Do use a translator and a phone, or get the app, because they do not speak English. So you're in their country and you're on your own and you don't have an interpreter or someone that speaks Spanish for you. You can't trust everyone and what is being said. The monies, the change of hands of pesos and dollars. I'm going to explain all of that is required when you come out to the Dominican Republic or any country that doesn't speak the same language as our state does, because our official language is now English, and they still don't have English. Only the foreigners, I believe, the expats that move there, they're the ones that speak the English. Very, very few percentage of the Dominican Republic natives speak English. So just to accommodate you, you should have a translator on you, or pull up the app and try to understand each other. Do not pay for purchases that seem overly priced, because if you don't speak the language, they will attempt to charge you more because they are hungry. And also make sure that when you go to the gift shops that the prices are on the labels, and then you'll know that they're not changing the prices. But what's really good is you can haggle some of them, and when you can't and you think it's overly expensive, it is. Do not purchase it. There's other stores that you can haggle. The other day I went to the Monkey Jungle or Monkey Land Jungle, and they tried to sell me a Larimar bracelet that I liked with amber for $380. Now I know this bracelet was not all silver, so basically I said no, and it had few pieces of the most expensive stone, which is their stone of the island, Larimar. I wear it all the time. And I know it's not that expensive. Matter of fact, the 380 that they were going to charge me, in actuality, that bracelet could have been only 80. It shouldn't be more than $100. So they were going to make a 300 profit. Like I said, they're hungry and they're going to do whatever to tourism, to those foreign and don't know. So be very cautious and be careful if you buy their gems that it is real. Some things are plastic, and you're going to have to determine whether you want to buy jewelry from that country or not. They have beautiful jewelry, but don't let them overprice you when you do go, because you'll be paying double the price. They're doing the same on apartments and rentals. If owned by the natives, they will double charge you, and they treat their own people, sorry about that, the regular price. So there's tourist price and it's the regular price of their land, which they have rights to do it. Like I said, do your research, check it out, and make sure you're not being overpriced just because they feel like we have more money than they do. The fact is their government has not upped their wages or give them any of the money that tourism is bringing in. As I went on a cruise the other day, and I believe they taxed us over $130 for just that one day per person, and we had over 4,800 people on the cruise. So you times that to the $138 or 140 per person, and where is that revenue going? Why aren't you giving it to your people? So whereas we're being treated wrong, they need to stand up for themselves towards their government and stand up for their working rights, their working wages, and then maybe a lot of things will change here, because it is up and coming here. Believe me, it's really good. They have a lot of stuff that they're doing now and rebuilding, structuring, and making it stronger so that it's durable. For instance, like things are being made out of concrete now instead of the cheap materials they were using before. So, just to let you know that it is up and coming. I have nothing really bad to say about Dominican Republic other than these few little things here, because everywhere you go, there's going to be some situation or some, excuse me, form of retaliation because you're a foreigner. Oh, where's my water? Okay. And if you're able to see me, whether too bad on IAAH radio, you can come check me out later. But the beautiful beach behind, I was going to tape there, but I can't. It's so windy. I have to hold on to my equipment right now. But it's a beautiful breeze. It's not a bad thing. So just be careful about how much you're paying for an item and know the actual value of um, the stuff that you are purchasing in the Dominican Republic, because that's very important. Do not pay for anything without knowing the actual value of the peso against the dollar. Okay. So I am going to start with the do's and don'ts about it. The currency converter, do have one when paying with dollars. If you want to convert your dollar to pesos, find out how it's done before you give your money to the. They have a few places where exchanges. Do not use the one at the airport; they overcharge. Come to the island. Sometimes the bank, you can put your regular card in there, and the pesos will come out. But know how much that you are putting in, that it'll convert it for you. But if you go to an exchange purchase, you will need to know for yourself. So use your converter, because as much as you can when you're paying for an item, so you know its amount and if it's excessive or not. Most items will have price tags, like I said, and that's when what you should be charged. And you can haggle, but always have your converter with you, because it's very difficult to understand how much dollars and pesos. I believe, how much was it? Did I write that down? I forgot. I'm so sorry. I wanted to make sure that you knew how much it was to a dollar 5 times. All right, I'll come back to that later. But again, do not do anything without knowing the actual value of the peso versus dólares, which they call it. All right. When eating out, do tip for services, please. It is not right to go anywhere and not tip. Even if it's a bad service, you leave something, but you don't have to give that 10% if it's bad service. Because in the United States, the people don't even leave 10%, when they're getting good service. So out here, they live for that. So please be nice, when eating out, do tip for services. A lot of the Canadians and Europeans and some American foreigners are so rude about not tipping, and the meseros, and those are the ones that are the waiters, meseras, they're the waitresses, and they live for these tips, and they do not have welfare to supplement income like we do in the States. They live off of the tips, and it helps. So if their wages are low, then for you know, for Christ's sake, at least give a nice tip. The food is cheap, very cheap here. You would love it, and it tastes really good, and it's not processed foods like in the States, like we have. So, with that being said, they're worth and deserve the tip. The chef should be tipped, and the meseros and meseras should be tipped. That's the waitresses and the waiters. Do be nice to the natives, because they do deserve the respect, and it is their island, and we are the visitors, the foreigners here. So if they're treated with respect, they'll answer any questions you may have honestly. They'll tell you great places to go to eat, the best excursions there are out here, the best beaches, including the areas to stay away from. So you want to have a good rapport with them, because they can do a lot. This is their country, so they know everything, and you're gonna need them eventually. So let's not be rude, because I've seen some rude. Oh my goodness, people. Oh, I don't even want to go there. That energy sucked. But do not disrespect or be rude to them, because they are going through a lot of rough times right now, seeing their lands being bought up by foreigners. So be careful on how you approach them. Last time I visited, um, before this time, and I won't mention the bar because it's a nice place that I go to. But I just wanted to share this story that one of the female waitresses had put something in my drink, and I'm nice. My husband does tip, so it's just a bit like I don't know what happened there. But when I went home, I ended up in the bathroom for most of the day, and it lasted for several days. So be careful. Some of the women that I've experienced out here are jealous of foreign women. I've come to learn not to trust anyone, but I do give respect. So I don't know why that young lady put anything in my drink when no one was watching. So watch your drinks, okay? Because 2 days of my vacation that time was not good because I couldn't really go much places. That's how much my stomach was, running, which is not a good thing because when you come out here, the food changes. It's gonna have your stomach in a certain way, so you're gonna want to buy Pepto Bismol. But I knew for some reason something was wrong. I said, "This is not right." This girl put something in my drink because I kept going, and I watched her, and I felt like, you know, what is she doing over there? But since we know the people, I didn't think she would do that. But I wanted to confront her when I came back here, but I haven't seen her at the bar. And I don't want to tell her boss only because since it didn't kill me and I didn't have to go to the hospital, I don't want someone to lose their job because they don't have much going on here. So I basically just let it go. And since I didn't see her again, but the next time I do, I will confront her and let her know that I will be telling her boss next time if she dare tries to do that to me or someone else, all because of jealousy. I don't know what they think. I work very hard for my money. I'm a very independent woman, and I think their jealousy of that belongs to their government and not to me. I'm not sure why they don't have the skills to work where in the court or wherever, but I pray that one day they will be able to come together with better wages for them because we embrace everyone. Not everyone in the states embraces everyone nicely, but I welcome people into our states and help with them by telling them where they could go for work, what they can do to get this and what they can do to get that. I never get jealous of things like that and try to poison people's food or drinks, but that's not everyone here. It's just to be cautious, especially if you're a woman, because the men, oh, you too, I forgot. Yeah, they would like to marry every man here so that they could be taken care of, which I understand. Because, but don't try to get me out the picture because I'm in your way. I'm not in your way. I'm married. So, and I don't think they really care if you're married, to tell you the truth. But that's another show on Know Your Truth, Real Talk, right? So we'll move on to do plan ahead for the place you will want to stay. Again, I'll say it one more time, don't trust anyone. But do plan ahead for the place you want to stay, whether it's a hotel or Airbnb, depending on your preferences. Where you have more privacy as would be as an Airbnb, and the same advantages as hotels where you could cook your own food. That's the only thing different with the Airbnbs. You could cook your own food. You can have your privacy and your own rental, like we do here. We rent and we have our own privacy. That's if you want to do Airbnbs. That's what you get. You get some of them have restaurants. If you don't want to cook, you have restaurants. All of them mostly have pools, and some have beach fronts. Ours have a beachfront, so we love this rental. We always come here, and we utilize the beach right over here. If you can see it somewhere right between those palm trees. So we utilize the beach here, and it's good, but not all the Airbnbs will have that. So you're going to want to do your research. If you don't like pools, you do beaches, or if you don't like beaches, you do pools. It's up to you. Either way, I believe that for Airbnb, pricing is everything. So for long term, you would prefer to use an Airbnb because when you price stuff here with the hotel versus the Airbnb, it's going to cost you more, might cost you more to be at a hotel than it would Airbnb if you're staying long term. So make sure you do your research and you check that out first. Um, so as I said, if you plan to use long term, you probably prefer an Airbnb. Short term, you may want an all exclusive, which includes the food, the buffets, and drinks. Check that out. You'll see what you get for. It's not free. You're paying through the hotel, and also it also includes pools as well. The hotels and some of them have beachfronts as well. So again, you need to do your research. I just wanted to add here because I see in my notes there's motels as well. Oh yeah, I did add it. Do not rely on what you see for your choice on stays, because when you look in the books, the magazines, it may not be the picture that you're seeing. Those things are tricky. So you got to be careful, ask around, look at the reviews and see what they say. Not every picture may be what you get. All right. So when you arrive, see if they offer air condition. I would do that before because the natives here don't really use air condition. They use fans, and the reason for that is it's costly, and they're not used to it. We Americans are. I'm not sure how Europeans do it, but they only usually have air conditions in the hotels, in the Airbnbs for us. Motels, I haven't seen any in there. I haven't been everywhere because I don't rent motels when we come, but I've heard there isn't much in them. I went to one when I was visiting Bahama, which is another beautiful part. I hope Gahona is beautiful, and it's like 4 hours, 5 hours away. So we did do a stay at a rental, at a motel, I believe it was, and they had no air. That was hard on me because it was like 100 degrees. They only had fans. So do your research. They don't consider having ACs as mandated or mandatory. So if you want, you go to the hotel, you check out everything before you go. Hotels are less likely to have ACs. Do your pricing when looking for transportation. There are car rentals as well as motor concho, which is the guys on the motorcycle that comes through the streets, and you can jump on one of those if that's what you like. They have cab services. They're reasonable if you know where to look for. So car rentals, if you know where to look for, there are signs everywhere in English actually, because they know you're gonna need it. And the cab service and the motor control are at the airport. So um, choose wisely because you can go from the airport and not have a wait. They don't have Uber services here. You'll just see the cab services and the motor control. With that being said, I just wanted to add that you can also, if you find someone you can trust, you can rent them for the week or the 5 days, get their phone number, and they'll gladly tell you, are you staying here? How long? And then you'll tell them the length of time, and then they'll ask you, do you need to get around? I can come because they want work. So, or you can ask them yourselves, and that will be a way that you have your own private car service. This time that we're here, we're doing that just to check on, change things up instead of renting and seeing if it's cheaper for us. So we are also, and we renting a driver right now. It's called Mangu Vibe Tours. You can catch him on Instagram. His name is Alex. And so he's been great. He's like our limo driver. So it's really good to be free from driving because we in the States it's a lot of driving that we do for work. So that is one I want to recommend if you need to know him. Um, you contact me via email or on my YouTube channel, and I will set you up with him. He will only do it through me. You cannot contact him without coming through me. So just check me out and check that out, and I will let you know if you ever in Dominican Republic in Puerto Plata, because that's where I'm at, then today, and that's where he is located. So that being said, do not. I wanted to say be careful and choose wisely when it comes to rentals. That's one that I can recommend off the bat is Alex, and Do not rent from airport rentals. They're the most expensive. We have tried different ways and outlets and found out that they're really expensive. They're like charging us triple for long term. So if you're here over a week, I consider that long term. You do not want the service of the rentals in the airport because they can charge you up to 1,000 or more, I believe, just for a week. So be careful with that. They are way too expensive. If you are doing an extensive stay, do not use them. And be careful not to leave your luggage too far from your site. Stay away from cab services that pick up more than one person. I heard another story, I believe it was online, where this gentleman got beat up. It was on Instagram. Beat up when he went to a cab service, and another man was allowed into the cab while he was on his route, and they beat him up and took his luggage and his money. I don't know what happened after that. It was just something that was put up instantaneously on Instagram. So do your research and make sure that it's when you get in a cab, it's just you and that driver. So stay away from those types. The positive of traveling here is the people, which are beautiful people when you get to know them, and most things are affordable. Most of the natives are friendly. The music, the food is authentic. It is so good because it comes from the farms and has no hormones. So that's a great thing. There are a lot of beaches and pools to go to, including Sweetwater rivers as well, which I have been there, and they're very clear, beautiful, and they're not running like the rivers in New York, or I'm sorry, like the rivers in the States. They're actually no waves, it's still water. It's beautiful. I've never seen anything like it. When I come here, I try to do that with the waterfalls and all. So it's very beautiful. You can always enjoy the water here no matter where you go. It's clean. They're clean and clear. Oh, I'm sorry if I haven't spoken to anyone. The sun is making it hard for me to see, man. Goo vibes towards, yes, go through that. He will not be doing it outside of my show. He would like you to contact me when you come to DR so that he can address you and know who he's dealing with, so that maybe you'll get a discount. We don't know, but we'll help you on that. All right. Um, Also, let me get back. Thank you for the comment. I really appreciate that. The music and food is authentic. It comes from the farm and no hormones. If I haven't said that, there's a lot of beaches and pools. And so the water is clean and clear. And also the mountains are great, great for sightseeing, seeing. I've been up there and they have the rivers in the mountains. There's a jungle, monkey jungle in the mountains. Most of the stuff in the mountains is so, oh my God, beautiful. But it's like, if you are scared of heights, and you driving up there, then that may not be the place for you unless you could get over that part, if you know what I mean. Because I had to go up there and I tried. It was not bad. I made it through. I'll go again. But for some people that can't do that, just a warning ahead of time when it comes to the clear rivers and certain sightseeing, waterfalls, the rainforest, you will be going through the mountains. So with that, they have incredible, incredible views, and rainforest is incredible. I've taken pictures, and I'm going to do a video clip. Try to post it tomorrow on my channel, Judge Desire for Knowledge. I'm out and about travels. Look that up. Those video clips will be sent up tomorrow. I'll try to post of my first week here in the Dominican Republic. So you can check that out and enjoy the sites with us. The negative of traveling to the Dominican Republic is not speaking Spanish, because most of the natives do not speak English. Also, when arranging events, get the credentials and recommendations first, like I stated. I also have another show on the Dominican Republic. You can check all those videos a year ago, a few years ago. There's a few out here. So I have almost 300 videos up. But check the ones that say Dominican Republic, and I have actually done something close to this so that you can ensure that when you come, you already know most of the stuff that we're experiencing. I utilize on this show, Know Your Truth, Real Talk, so that you can also experience knowing before you go out there. I can't speak for every country. Wherever I go, I will put a show out on what to expect there. So don't quote me on another country. This is only the Dominican Republic I can say that for. If you want to know about anywhere else, I did go on a cruise. There's video clips. I did a cruise line, also information on what do's and don'ts. You can check that video out as well. And with that being said, as I was stating, the negative things it doesn't outweigh the great things. The other thing that was negative is the Haitians are being deported by the government here, so it's a war between neighbors who are actually not foreigners. So I don't know why they're being thrown out, but it looks, but it to Dominican Republic or to DR, it looks that's what it is for them. They're considered foreigners to them. So if they don't have their citizenship, they're being taken out of this country that they grew up in, lived in, and they're being deported back to Haiti. So that's a bad part. Another negative thing is please, please, please buy Pepto-Bismol before your trip or try to get it out here because they may not have it where you go because of the foods being so good, no hormones, no processed meats and stuff like that. Your stomach may run a day to 2 days depending on what you eat and what you're releasing from the states. Because the first few days after eating may affect you. So because of that, the clean meats. So be careful. Our stomachs do not like the processed foods when we get here. It comes right out and makes space for the good stuff, right? You may experience the runs, so carry it with you and prepare just in case. And that's that. Those are the things that I wanted to make sure that you receive the information needed. You can go check all my other videos to see the ones that are labeled Dominican Republic or I'm out and about travels in DR. If that's where you want to go on your next trip, then I have the cruises. So just go check my channel out. It's not bad. It's you Know Your Truth, Real Talk. I'm out and about travels, legal matters, and my shorts. I have grilling shorts, and I'm doing a comedy bench short and stuff like that. So just go on my wall. It's all there, and you can check that out. Please like, subscribe, and share. If I haven't said that earlier, please. It will make a big difference for those to see my channel go up and experience it and see what they want. I try to bring truth to everything that I do here. Be authentic, be real. This is a positive channel and not a negative channel. So if you're coming here for negativity, please don't bring your bad energy here. We're here to experience together the truths, your truth and my truth. That's why it's called, I'm sorry, someone just came in. That's why it's called Know Your Truth, Real Talk. So I'm here to listen to your truth as well. So when I'm live, come join me. If you see me out here in Puerto Plata, come say hello. Hi, JudgeDesire for Knowledge. How are you? And I'll be glad to say hello to you. If you have any questions, please leave it here. And come check me out next Saturday again on I'm Out and About Travels and Know Your Truth, Real Talk. All right. And with that being said, you know I like carrying my gavel everywhere I go. Here on Know Your Truth, Real Talk with me, JudgeDesire for Knowledge, where I bring the truth and nothing but the truth. Is now adjourned. See you next week. Ciao.